In 2019, a crack engagement team was sent to their desk by an academic court for a project they didn't complete. These researchers promptly escaped from a maximum security university to the Welsh public underground. Today, still wanted by their PIs, they survive as engaged as a fortune. If you have an event, if no one else can help, and if you can fund them, maybe you can hire the Superbugs team. Hi, and welcome to Superbugs, a pop-up science shop. I'm Jonathan Tyrrell, the project lead. Superbugs was a public engagement project organised by staff in Cardiff University's School of Medicine, funded by the Wellcome Trust's ISSF Public Engagement Proof of Concept grant stream, with further support by our very own Institute of Infection and Immunity. Our concept was a novel delivery strategy for the school, removing science communication out of traditional academic environments and into public spaces in the form of a pop-up science shop. We collaborated with St David's, the largest shopping centre in Wales, averaging approximately 750,000 visitors a week. For 2 weeks in the summer of 2019, we took over an empty retail unit on the main concourse and transformed it into a professionally designed, interactive and immersive microbiology experience, using themes of exhibition and gameplay.
Trying to raise the profile of the different types of bacteria, infection and the rise of antibiotic resistance.
There was a real global problem with antibiotic resistant infections, and before we can teach people about that, people need to know the very basics of what bacteria are, what antibiotics are and how they work.
So within the overarching theme, we had a number of supporting objectives, including, but not limited to, providing a two-way dialogue of benefit to both us as researchers and our stakeholders, of which we had hypothesised our delivery strategy would provide a wide various demographic. And also, to have all of this underpinned by rigorous evaluation data collected through numerous methods. Through a targeted focus group and collaboration with early career researchers, we made informed decisions on the final design schemes, the pitching of the intellectual content at Key Stage 2 and 3, and the activities within the shop. We avoided assuming any prior knowledge of the area on our stakeholders as to not compromise our overall message. As such, we began with the basics, taking our stakeholders on a journey through the world of microorganisms in, on and around them, introducing them to the concepts of infection and antibiotic treatment, before challenging them with the idea of antibiotic resistance and the wider implications of that. So join me on a virtual whistle-stop tour of Superbugs, a pop-up science shop. The majority of visitors to Superbugs became aware of the event whilst shopping. This suggests that the delivery strategy was successful in breaking out of the confines of those demographics who would typically attend scientific engagement events. Benchmarking data showed that Superbugs experience significantly enhanced the knowledge of our stakeholders. Proportions of correct answers to our benchmarking questions were significantly higher at the exit after the Superbugs experience than on entering. This was further corroborated by our questionnaire data, which showed overwhelmingly positive impacts on the knowledge and future behaviour of our stakeholders. Over 95% of the people who visited Superbugs rated it as excellent. Upon entry, all children were given a sticker card, which they completed by taking part in our activities and games. A completed card with all 6 stickers won you a prize, the title of Antibiotic Resistance Champion, and a certificate with some useful tips. Over the course of the Superbugs event, we created over 1,600 champions in 200 different schools from across Wales. Superbugs has shown the success of pop-up shops as a tool to create true public engagement. It's also shown the potential of such events to act as a foundation and resource to support future publicly involved science and research, whilst inducing positive impact on relevant topics such as antibiotic resistance.
It's so that they grow up with an awareness of the issue of antibiotic resistance, and we all have a part to play in managing that. It's all about antibiotic stewardship or the correct and responsible use of antibiotics. If we can educate children at a very young age, we know as they grow up, they're going to carry out that responsible use.
You know, we've hopefully inspired a few young scientists this 2 weeks.
If you'd like to know more, or even would like to get involved, then please follow the link provided.